It's been a turbulent week for two of South Africa's state-owned enterprises. The Post Office business rescue practitioners are going ahead with their proposals, while South African Airways officials face corruption allegations. Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises intends to take legal action against Minister Pravin Gordhan over limited communication about the sale of the carrier to Takatso Consortium. At the same time, the Post Office has been facing one financial setback after another. Newzroom Afrika's Ahmed Kajee reports.
The Department of Communications as well as public enterprises have faced scrutiny over the operations at the South African Post Office and the finances at South African Airways. The Auditor General has raised questions about the sale of the national carrier to Takatso Consortium following findings of irregularities at the airline between March 2019 and March 2022. The airline was grounded and in business rescue between 2020 and September 2021. With limited communication from Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan regarding the sale of SAA, Parliament's Oversight Committee on Public Enterprises is seeking legal advice on how to hold Gordhan accountable.
I think we still have a role as a committee to play, even in the form of forcing the minister legally to provide us with the necessary documentation, including, if it's possible, to account in camera to us as a committee, because if we have that responsibility, we've got those powers to do so.
However, the committee's legal advisor has not concluded when it would issue a legal route against Gordhan.
Once we issue a subpoena, then the entire landscape, Chairperson, changes, in the sense that if we don't get those documents, Chairperson, then it's an offense in terms of the Powers and Privileges Act. And of course, anyone who commits an offense, such an offense, is liable to a fine or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 12 months, or to both the fine and the imprisonment.
Over at the Post Office, Communications Minister Monli Gungubele says liquidating the entity is not an avenue business rescue practitioners are exploring. The latest proposal, which has been popular with creditors, includes reducing the branch network and retrenching about 6,000 employees. The proposal has been met with opposition from unions calling for reconsideration of the move. It's understood that the Post Office requires more than 3.5 billion rand of a bailout to return to a profitable state. Gungubele outlined the operational costs at the Post Office.
We are going on a net loss of about 2+ billion, projecting 1 billion, 7 billion next year, and going at a cost of about, operational cost of about 185% to the revenue, and projected to be 200% cost to the revenue going forward, and workers alone costing no less than 150% cost to the operational revenue. So if you listen to all what I've said, if what I've just said continues, all what it means, it says close SAPO.
Gungubele says if this happens, the consequences would be dire.
If you close SAPO, hundreds of SMMEs that give opportunities to people to get employed collapse. 2, millions of poor South Africans would depend postally on the survival of this institution. It means they are left stranded with serious implications.
The Post Office has 1,123 branches with 894 active branches. But Gungubele says just because a branch is functional doesn't mean it is profitable. The BRPs meanwhile say the plan will be adopted in 2 phases over a 2 to 5 year period. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ahmed Kajee.